Here today with Coach Grossner. Coach, you guys are 1-0 on the year. You captured a nice victory over number 6 team in the country last week at Grandview. Talk about that game and what you hope your team takes from that as you move forward.
Yeah, that game was on the calendar for, a good year, and everybody was staring at it, and we knew it was presented. And I thought our kids did a great job on the whole trip. We went up there, we were very businesslike. We have a good football team, and they have high character, and they like each other, and it showed through all that adversity in that first football game. I mean, we got challenged with about everything, and every type of situation came up, and I thought our kids responded well. And in the end, it was two, I think, pretty darn good football teams going at each other, and we happened, when the clock ticked down, that we were on top.
Coach, your special teams came up big against Grandview. You had a 71-yard punt return for a touchdown. Clarence Clark knocked in a 55-yarder. Also, another field goal later in the game. For that effort, Damon Nolan was named Special Teams Player of the Week in the conference. So talk about the importance of your special teams in going into this game.
Yeah, you always worry in that first game, are you prepared special team-wise? You work on it, but you haven't seen a lot of live action. And you don't want to make a big mistake, but we also knew we had a couple weapons that we could utilize and get some points. I knew Damon Nolan, if he got the ball in his hand with some room to run, he could create some things. And we got great blocking on that, and he took it for 71 yards and a touchdown, which was a huge momentum breaker in that game. I mean, that game we were down 3, really kind of hanging in there, and then all of a sudden we're up 7-3 and a lot of confidence. And then Clarence Clark, what a debut, huh? Back from freshman year, he gets honors. He's on the Lou Groza watch list going into sophomore year, and he gets a big injury that ends his season in the first game. And he's really starting to kick again. And I didn't have him do kickoffs, but he said, I can do some field goals. And Clarence, he's pretty confident, but I didn't know his distance. And when I turned and I kind of looked, and I said, okay, 55. Normally I'd say no doubt. But I looked at it and I said, what do you think, Clarence? He goes, let's do it, Coach. And I mean, there was 100% confidence. And I looked at him again. He said, let's do it, Coach. And I said, all right, let's go, field goal. And we were probably the only two in the stadium that thought he could get it done. Everybody else thought we were probably pretty crazy. But, man, he drilled it. And it was a huge, huge momentum for our team, an uplift, knowing he's back on his game. And those are points that we can use every game. So I was excited about our special teams play.
Now you take on a Culver Stockton team. A couple things there. A team that did beat us here at Bolden City last year. A team that also gave up 80 points to Mid-America in week 1, but it is a new week. Talk about Culver and your team's mindset going into this game.
Yeah, I think we learned a lot of lessons last year. We were undefeated at one point, about 7 games into it, and ranked 2 in the country, and then all of a sudden had a tough game at Mid-America and lost in overtime, and then here came Culver to our place, and we slipped up again and didn't get a victory, and so we went in a 2-game tailspin and had to win a game to play for the championship. But so we're not going to take anything for granted. Yeah, we won a game last week. We are 1-0 in the heart, and that's where we stand. And now we've got to go to a tough Culver place. They're very confident. They're fresh off a win, towards the end of the year against us, and they feel like they can do it again, I'm sure. And Jeff's done a nice job with that program, getting them on a rise. And last week's game, I look at that 80-30. Everybody can assume whatever, but Culver's a good football team. They're going to be very physical. Offensively, they move the ball, they run the ball, and have a nice. Last year's freshman quarterback was very good, and he's back with a year of experience. I like their 2 tailbacks. They run real hard. And then on defense, you look at the score and you say their defense is not very good, but they showed some very good things. Their linebackers can run well. I think up front their D-line is physical. So we've got challenges. We didn't play perfect last week. We didn't rush the ball like we know we can and will. We got to be more physical up front. We got to keep protecting our quarterback, and we've got to get it to our weapons on the outside. On defense, I felt like our D-line stepped up to the challenge. We kind of said, hey, our front four's got to put pressure on their quarterback, their All-American quarterback, all alone, and they did all day. I thought we were relentless up front. that allowed our linebackers like Karan and Hakeem and Tucker to run free and make a lot of plays. And then, I'm so proud of our secondary. For the first time playing together as a group, the biggest two plays at the end of the game came from two secondary guys. Darian Winston with a big pick on the 2-yard line, or the 7-yard line, but stepped in front of it at about the 2. And then Hayden Jenkins, what a great game he had. He was the Hard Player of the Week. But that last play, he was beat for a second in man coverage, recovered, and most guys would have tried to tip it and not get an interference call, but he undercut it and went for the pick and the big play, and he made it for us. And Hayden's been doing that all last spring, and anytime we're out throwing, he's shown that he's a ball hawk, and I'm so proud that he got that opportunity and did it for us.
Coach, thank you very much for your time. We will see you next week at home against William Penn.
Thank you.